Hi, I'm Emily, this is Landon, and this is David, and we're from Coffee County Central High School in Manchester, Tennessee. Our event name is Food Innovation, and our project title is Timeless Taste. For our concern was to create a product from an old recipe from the 1940s and make it marketable to a new market. Our first goal was to pick and alter a recipe from the 1940s, which we chose our Sunday hot bread, and change it to make it more modern. Our what is we first picked our recipe and then we baked it, and we gave out samples and surveys to people in the school, including teachers and students. And after we got their feedback, we saw, there's a lot of people that don't think it's moist enough. So we thought about what we can do, and we changed it by adding more milk and also more protein powder, and we changed the cake pan to a loaf pan. The second time we did the samples and surveys, we got a lot better response. So then we packaged that one, and after the package was done, we created a display like this one to show how we created that packaging and the mix. The win was from the beginning of January to the end of February, or beginning of February. The wares at our school in the culinary section and in our dining room. The how is we added more milk, fresh red apples, substituted butter for oil, and we changed the cake pan to a loaf pan. Our cost in all for all the ingredients was around $70, $2.33 for one package, including the mix and the packaging, about 24 cents per serving, and our suggested price is $4.50. Our resources were all from what we already had in the culinary, and also we bought some stuff out of our own pockets. So in the act, first we picked our recipe and we baked it, and we gave samples and surveys to people, and they told us that it was too moist, but they liked it. It had potential. So we changed it. We added more moisture by adding more milk and putting it into a loaf pan. And we tried that recipe, and we gave out samples and surveys of that recipe, and everyone liked it much better. So we decided we're going to package that one. So we packaged it, and after we were done packaging it, we started creating our display to show the process. And for our follow-up, all of our goals were completed, and we made a product they were really happy with. Here you can see our online submission form for proof, and here is our original prototype formula, where we replaced a fourth of a cup of flour for protein powder, added 3 tablespoons of milk, added fresh red apples, and changed a loaf pan instead of a cake pan. And there's a final recipe, and also me and Landon cutting up pieces of the bread, and me, Landon, and David with samples. So now I'm going to hand it over to Landon for his part.
Hello, my name is Landon, and I'm going to be explaining the pictures from the original prototype storyboard. So right here, you can see me and David preparing to make the original recipe. And as you can see, we're wearing masks, aprons, and gloves to do all procedures about COVID. Right here, you can see Emily checking the bread, and then this will be our final product for the original recipe. Our final prototype formula storyboard. Here's me and Emily trying the second recipe, which in this bread, we added apples and protein powder. Here's us handing samples out to some of the teachers and staff. And here's David preparing to make the package for the bread. Timeless Taste is what we chose for our title to be, just because the recipe is from the 1940s, and we decided since the recipe is still around today, it's like a timeless taste bread. Here's some of the bread that we made. Here's our packaging, and then here's another picture of our test tube bread with the apples and the protein. We decided to give surveys out to our staff and teachers and plus students to see how they like the bread. Test 1, the first question says, what was this bread, excellent, decent, unsatisfying, or other? This person said it was very excellent. The second question says, what did you like most about the bread? This person said flavor of lemon and vanilla. The third question says, would you buy this product at your local store or craft fair? She said yes. And the last question says, are there any suggestions or improvements that we can make? This person says it has a lot of potential, the flavor is good and very fulfilling, but I think it should have more moisture. This other survey said it was decent, said he really liked the lemon flavor. He would buy this at a local store or craft fair. And he said he also agreed with the other girl and said there should be more moisture. On test 2, we gave this bread to a teacher, and she said it was super duper excellent. She really liked the taste and chunks of apple. She would definitely buy this at a store or craft fair. And she has no suggestions or improvements. She liked it how it was. This teacher said it was decent. He really liked the soft texture and vanilla taste. He would buy this at a local store or craft fair. And he said it tasted more like cake than bread. So we took these surveys and looked at the improvements and the suggestions and figured out what we needed to improve on. And the first one, instead of doing it in a round pan, we tried a square pan so it was more compact, so it had more moisture in it. He said it tasted more like cake than bread. That's just because it was all, once again, compacted, and there was a little more sugar in there for the milk to be more moisturized. So I'm going to hand this off to David.
Hello, my name is David, and for the equipment and safety sanitation, for the PPE, we put on hair ties, we wore aprons, and we wore masks and gloves because of COVID. For smallware equipment, we used mixing bowls, measuring cups, and measuring spoons. For commercial equipment, we used an oven, mixer, and food sealer, so to keep the germs away. Safety precautions taken. We always washed our hands whenever messing with the food. We always put on clean aprons, and then we also always wore masks in the kitchen and around the food. For our prices, one loaf of bread would cost $1.42. For the servings, it would be 24 cents per serving, and for the package it would cost 91 cents. So for the product it will be $2.33, and for the suggested price it will be $4.50. The product summary would be timeless taste, is a quick and easy bread that anyone can make it. It's good for people that don't have much time to look for a recipe. For our nutrition and information, we added 10% protein, and we had 200 calories per serving, and there's 6 servings per slice of bread. Here is our package of ingredients where we had sugar and flour and all the other ingredients in it.
All right, so I have 2 questions for you all. The first one is, what is one skill that you learned or improved upon during your project that you will use in your school next year or in your future career?
I learned how to make bread and sell it correctly with all the right nutrition facts and all the correct servings.
Okay. All right, and then what obstacles caused challenges in your work and how did you address them?
I would say COVID was our biggest obstacle, just because we couldn't interact with the faculty and students like we usually do. And also we had a snow day yesterday, and it kind of pushed us behind on schedule, so we're very close in the time. So
Okay, thank you.